Gatiim Vyasam
तो जयमुदीरयेत्
Tato Jayamudhirayet
नष्टप्रायेषु अबाध्रेषु
Nashtapradesh Abhadreshu
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके
Bhagavati Uttama
भवति नैष्टिकी
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki.
So we are in chapter 2, text and 2, chapter 5, text 30 onwards. Yeah. So the previous chapter, Maharaj Parikshit had asked, Om Gnana Timirantasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanaya Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the previous chapter, the discussion between Maharaj Parikshit and Shukadev Goswami regarding the creation. So Parikshit Maharaj was asking the questions. So in response, Shukadev Goswami answers, quoting Brahma speaking to Narada. So that's what we have this chapter now, chapter 5. Narada, sage Narada asking, first of all, the similar questions to Brahmaji, and Brahma is started answering. So through the next few chapters, Brahmaji's answers to Narada will continue. Chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8, 9, it continues like this. So I'll just read the translation, then I will start with today's section. Shri Narad Muni asked Brahmaji, O chief amongst the demigods, O firstborn living entity, I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Please tell me that transcendental knowledge which specifically directs one to the truth of the individual soul and the super soul. My dear father, please describe factually the symptoms of this manifest world. What is its background? How is it created? How is it conserved? Under whose control is all this being done? So if we can remember this Sanskrit verse, this particular word terms, Yad Rupam, Yad Adhishtanam, Yata Srishtam, Yat Samstam, Yat Param. So the 6 questions here. So on the universe, questions about the universe, characteristics, background, its process of creation, where it will finally merge back into. So these are all 6 questions of Narada to Brahmaji. My dear father, all this is known to you scientifically because whatever was created in the past, whatever will be created in the future, or whatever is being created at present, as well as everything within the universe, is within your grip, just like a walnut. My dear father, what is the source of your knowledge? Under whose protection are you standing? Under whom are you working? What is your real position? Do you alone create all entities with material elements by your personal energy? As the spider very easily creates the network of its cobweb and manifests its power of creation without being defeated by others, so also you yourself, by employment of your self-sufficient energy, create without any other's help. The 6th question, whatever we can understand by the nomenclature, by the characteristics, by the features of a particular thing, superior, inferior, or equal, eternal or temporary, is not created from any source other than that of the Lordship, thou so great. So whatever is happening in the material world, material universe, Brahma knows everything. Yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you when we think of your great austerities in perfect discipline, although your good self is so powerful in the matter of creation. So, Brahmaji, as if looks like he's the boss, he's the source, he's the almighty supreme absolute truth. It looks like that. So, Naradji, but still, Narad says, it's my doubt. Yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you when we think of your great austerities in perfect discipline, although your good self is so powerful in the matter of creation. My dear Father, you know everything and you are the controller of all. Therefore, may all that I have inquired from you be kindly instructed to me so that I may be able to understand it as your student. So, this is Narada's genuine inquiries, humble inquiries. Then Brahmaji answers. Lord Brahma said, my dear boy Narada, being merciful to all, including me, you have asked all these questions because I have been inspired to see into the prowess of the Almighty Personality of Godhead. Whatever you have spoken about me is not false, because unless and until one is aware of the personality of Godhead, who is the ultimate truth beyond me, one is sure to be illusioned by observing my powerful activities. I create after the Lord's creation by his personal effulgence known as the Brahma Jyoti, just as when the sun manifests its fire, the moon, the firmament, the influential planets, and twinkling stars also manifest their brightness. I offer my obeisances and meditate upon Lord Krishna Vasudeva, the personality of Godhead, whose invincible potency influences them, the less intelligent class of men, to call me the supreme controller. The illusory energy of the Lord cannot take precedence, being ashamed of her position, but those who are bewildered by her always talk nonsense, being absorbed in thoughts of it is I and it is mine. The five elementary ingredients of creation, the interaction thereof set up by internal time, and the intuition or nature of the individual living beings are all differentiated parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, and in truth, there is no other value in them. The Vedic literatures are made by and are meant for the Supreme Lord. The demigods are also meant for serving the Lord as parts of his body. The different planets are also meant for the sake of the Lord, and different sacrifices are performed just to please him. All different types of meditation or mysticism are meant for realizing Narayana. All austerities are aimed at achieving Narayana. Culture of transcendental knowledge is for getting a glimpse of Narayana. And ultimately, salvation is entering the kingdom of Narayana. Inspired by him only, I discover what is already created by him, Narayana, under his vision as the all-pervading super soul. And I also am created by him only. The Supreme Lord is pure spiritual form, transcendental to all material qualities. Yet, for the sake of the creation of the material world and its maintenance and annihilation, he accepts through his external energy the material modes of nature called goodness, passion, and ignorance. These three modes of material nature, being further manifested as matter, knowledge, and activities, put the eternally transcendental living entity under conditions of cause and effect and make him responsible for such activities. O Brahmana, Narada, the super seer, the transcendental Lord, is beyond the perception of material senses of living entities because of the above mentioned three modes of nature, but he is the controller of everyone, including me. The Lord, who is the controller of all energies, thus creates by his own potency, eternal time, the fate of all living entities and their particular nature for which they were created, and he again merges them independently. After the incarnation, the first Purusha, Karanarana Vashai Vishnu, the Mahat Tattva, the principles of material creation take place, and then time is manifested, and in course of time, the three qualities appear. Nature means the three qualitative appearances, they transform into activities. Material activities are caused by the Mahat Tattvas being agitated. As first, there is transformation of the modes of goodness and passion, and later, due to the mode of ignorance, matter, its knowledge, and different activities of material knowledge come into play. The self-centered materialistic ego, thus being transformed into three features, becomes known as the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance in three divisions, namely the powers that evolve matter, knowledge of material creations, and the intelligence that guides such materialistic activities. Narada, you're quite competent to understand this. From the darkness of false ego, the first of the five elements, namely the sky, is generated. Its subtle form is the quality of sound, exactly as the seer is in relationship with the seeing. Because the sky is transformed, the air is generated with the quality of touch, and by previous succession, the air is also full of sound and the basic principles of duration of life, sense perception, mental power, and bodily strength. When the air is transformed in course of time and nature's course, fire is generated, taking shape with the sense of touch and sound. Since fire is also transformed, there is a manifestation of water full of juice and taste. As previously, it also has form and touch, and is also full of sound. And water being transformed from all variegatedness on earth appears odorous, and as previously becomes qualitatively full of juice, touch, sound, and form, respectively. So I think till now, the previous teachers that taken. So we can see Brahmaji outrightly saying Krishna, Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of everything. And he's not ordinary personality. He's a controller of the material modes of nature. Material modes of nature then take over material world. Everything happens under their control. So whatever Narada's inquiries were there. So he said, Narayana. Narayana is the source for everything. He's the cause. He's the ultimate. He's the goal. So everything is meant to realize him. So that way, very clearly, Brahmaji gave the credit, the due credit to the Lord. The Lord is the Supreme Personality. He is the ultimate beneficiary, ultimate enjoyer. He's the benefactor. He's a well-wisher. So then specifically the questions are asked by Naradji about creation. So he gets into the aspects of creation, how from subtle to gross the creation happens. From Mahavishnu, brief process we know that by his glance the creation happens. Then there is Pradhana, where things are mixed up, there is no specific differentiation. Then it becomes differentiated. That's the process Brahma is explaining. So as much we can understand how first of all there is this ahankara, false ego, which makes us identify with the material energy, identify ourselves with the independent of the Lord. So that is created, and then from there the different elements, the basic elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, are there. Then their particular characteristics are there, the sound, touch, all those things. Then the senses are created. Then the devatas are created who control this. So all happens originally from Mahavishnu. So whatever Mahavishnu creates, then later we hear now Garbhodakashaya Vishnu takes over, and every universe next further creation happens by Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Then Brahma comes into picture. So far now the description whatever Brahma is giving is before his creation, before his birth itself, before Brahma's birth. So whatever is created by Mahavishnu. So that is what we are hearing. Now the process of creation. So in later chapters, we can come to know that Sarga, Visarga, that is primary creation, secondary creation, and all. The primary creation is from Mahavishnu only. Then secondary creation by Brahma. Primarily, we are now hearing the primary creation, whatever coming from Mahavishnu himself. And then in the further coming verses, Brahma tries to explain how the Lord as Vishwarupa, we can understand, try to understand how is manifesting in this universe, and is omnipresent. Is everything is within him, everything is within is his energy. So like that, now the description goes on, and in the next chapter also it goes on like that, a description of the Vishwarupa. So different descriptions of Vishwarupa are there. So make us understand how the Lord Narayana is a source, and everything is his energy, and is a person. So many ways the Vishwarupa description helps us to understand, to understand the science of the Lord. So we'll continue now. Text 30. Vaikarikan manojagne deva vaikarika dasha digvatharka prachetoshvi vahnindro pendra mitraka. From the mode of goodness, the mind is generated, and becomes manifest, as also the 10 demigods controlling the bodily movements. Such demigods are known as the controller of directions, the controller of air, the sun god, the father of Daksha Prajapati, the Ashwini Kumaras, the fire god, the king of heaven, the worshipable deity in heaven, the chief of the Adityas, and Brahmaji, the Prajapati, all come into existence. So I'll read this purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Vaikarika is the neutral stage of creation, and Tejas is the initiative of creation, while Tamas is a full display of material creation under the spell of the darkness of ignorance. Manufacture of the necessities of life in factories and workshops is excessively prominent in the age of Kali or in the age of the machine, is the summit stage of the quality of darkness. Such manufacturing enterprises by human society are in the mode of darkness because factually there is no necessity for the commodities manufactured. Human society primarily requires food for subsistence, shelter for sleeping, defense for protection, and commodities for satisfaction of senses. The senses are the practical science of life, as will be explained in the next verse. Human civilization is meant for purifying the senses, and the objects of sense gratification should be supplied as much as absolutely required, but not for aggravating artificial sensory needs. Food, shelter, defense, and sense gratification are all needs in material existence. Otherwise, in its pure, uncontaminated state of original life, the living entity has no such needs. The needs are therefore artificial, and in the pure state of life, there are no such needs. As such, increasing the artificial needs, as is the standard of material civilization, or advancing the economic development of human society, is a sort of engagement in darkness without knowledge. By such engagement, human energy is spoiled because human energy is primarily meant for purifying the senses in order to engage them in satisfying the senses of the Lord. The Supreme Lord, being the supreme possessor of spiritual senses, is the master of the senses, Rishikesha. Rishika means the senses and Isha means the master. The Lord is not the servant of the senses, or in other words, is not directed by the dictation of the senses, but the conditioned souls or the individual living entities are servants of the senses. They are conducted by the direction and dictations of the senses, and therefore material civilization is a kind of engagement in sense gratification only. The standard of human civilization should be to cure the disease of sense gratification, and one can do this simply by becoming an agent for satisfying the spiritual senses of the Lord. The senses are never to be stopped in their engagements, but one should purify them by engaging them in the pure service of sense gratification, master of the senses. This is the instruction of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna wanted first of all to satisfy his own senses by his decision not to fight with his kinsmen and friends, but Lord Sri Krishna taught him the Bhagavad Gita just to purify Arjuna's decision for sense gratification. Therefore, Arjuna agreed to satisfy the senses of the Lord, and thus he fought the battle of Kurukshetra as the Lord desired. The Vedas instruct us to get out of the existence of darkness and go forward on the path of light. Tamasi ma jyotir gama. The path of light is therefore to satisfy the senses of the Lord. Misguided men or less intelligent men follow the path of self-realization without any attempt to satisfy the transcendental sense of the Lord by following the path shown by Arjuna and other devotees of the Lord. On the contrary, they artificially try to stop the activities of senses, yoga system, or they deny the transcendental sense of the Lord, gnana system. The devotees, however, are above the yogis and the gnanis because pure devotees do not deny the senses of the Lord. They want to satisfy the senses of the Lord. Only because of the darkness of ignorance do the yogis and gnanis deny the senses of the Lord and thus artificially try to control the activities of the diseased senses. In the diseased condition of the senses, there is too much engagement of the senses in increasing material demands. When one comes to see the disadvantage of aggravating the sense activities, one is called a gnani. And when one tries to stop the activities of senses by practice of yogic principles, he is called a yogi. But when is fully aware of the transcendental senses of the Lord and tries to satisfy his senses, one is called a devotee of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord do not try to deny the senses of the Lord, nor do they artificially stop the actions of the senses, but they do voluntarily engage the purified senses in the service of the master senses, as was done by Arjuna, thereby easily attaining the perfection of satisfying the Lord, the ultimate goal of all perfection. Okay, very big purport. So, Acharya Srila Prabhupada, because here it is coming, the devatas who control the bodily movements, how the mind is generated and the senses are generated. So, this being spoken, and outrightly, Srila Prabhupada saying the present materialistic civilization is a civilization with advancement in the mode of darkness. It is not civilization in the meant for advancement of the mode of goodness. So otherwise, the civilization should be based upon how to make ourselves advanced in spiritual. So that is a mode of goodness, So we can overcome mode of goodness. But the present civilization is not geared for that. The present civilization taps our vital energy, saps all our vital strength, our mind, our body, our intelligence. So whatever assets in the human form of life we have, this is all being taken away for false pursuit of material enjoyment. So that's why Srila Prabhupada is saying it's a civilization in the mode of ignorance. Civilization. So it's meant for sense gratification, basically. So yeah. Anyway, sense gratification by the arrangement of the Lord will happen. So it should not be that we should keep on increasing that. So our goal should be to decrease that. Our material needs should be reduced. But the present civilization is not like that. It is making us more and more dependent on the artificial needs. So senses, we cannot stop the activity of the senses. So Prabhupada is talking about how there are yogis, there are gnanis, who are also other kind of spiritualists, but without proper understanding of the factual position. So they think that better stop sense activities. No, we cannot stop the senses. The senses require engagement. So better engage the senses we have in the service of the Lord. So who is the original proprietor of the senses? Rishikesha. So otherwise, the yogic path or the gnani path of artificially restraining the senses, it will not ultimately it will not lead to success. So the path of devotional service is better. So the process will purify our senses by engaging our senses in service of the Lord. Slowly, as the senses become purified, then we are able to come to our original position, our constitutional position. We are able to realize our constitutional position. So anybody has anything to ask on this? Otherwise, we'll proceed to the next verse.
No, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yoga system, they artificially try to stop the activity of the senses. And Grana system, they deny the transcendental sense of the Lord. So impersonation, they think the Lord has no form. So there is nothing like trying to serve him. So he is no form, no senses, no existence of senses. Finally, they want to stop the senses. They want to get rid of all the sense activities. 31. By further transformation of the mode of passion, the sense organs like the ear, skin, nose, eyes, tongue, mouth, hands, genitals, legs, and outlet for evacuating, together with intelligence and living energy, are all generated. So previously we heard from the mode of goodness, mind, the devatas who control the senses, they all originate. By passion, it is said, the sense organs, the grana indriya and karma indriya, organs for action, organs for sense perception. The 5 sense organs of perception: ear, skin, nose, eyes, tongue, and the 5 active senses: mouth, hands, genitals, legs, and outlet for evacuating. So they are all from the Rajoguna. So the activity happens in basically Rajoguna. So that's why it is said it's Rajoguna passion. These are all generated. The living condition in material existence depends more or less on one's intelligence and powerful living energy. Intelligence to counteract the hard struggle for existence is assisted by the senses for acquiring knowledge, and the living energy maintains itself by manipulating the active organs like the hands and legs. But on the whole, the struggle for existence is an exertion of the mode of passion. Therefore, all the sense organs headed by intelligence and the living energy, prana, are different products and byproducts of the second mode of nature called passion. This mode of passion, however, is the product of the air element as described before. 32. O Narada, best of the transcendentalists, the forms of the body cannot take place as long as these created parts, namely the elements, the senses, the mind, and the modes of nature, are not assembled. So the last few verses, the process of creation was as explained by Brahmaji, from subtle to gross, the different material elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, the different senses, the organs of sense perception, grana indriya, then karma indriya, organs for doing any activity. So all these were separately created, those sense objects, but then it has to be assembled. Then nicely, in the purport, Prabhupada takes the example of how in a factory, in a car factory, the assembly happens. Different parts are there. There are hundreds and thousands of parts. The tires are manufactured somewhere. The engine is manufactured somewhere. The seats are manufactured somewhere. So many different kinds of parts, but they are all assembled in one place. So it is said, finally later, it has to be assembled. It has to be assembled. It is all there. The machinery part, like machinery part, different things is created. Then the final assembly happens. The different types of bodily construction of living entities are exactly like different types of motor cars manufactured by assembling the allied motor parts. When the car is ready, the driver sits in the car and moves it as he desires. So this is for the material body. As a spirit soul, we are completely independent of it. But we have material desires. To fulfill those material desires, as per our karma, this particular kind of car, different kinds of cars, different kinds of bodies are assembled. And as they are assembled, and depending on our karma, the kala, we are put into that and we start our material life. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 1861. Ishvara sarvabhutanam vruddeshe arjuna tishtati. After that, Brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani maya. Yeah, yantra. So Krishna says this material body as a yantra, as a machine. So body is a machine, just like car is a machine. So the body is also a machine. Different bodily parts are there, different organs, different organ systems, different things are assembled. And because we living entity sit in that, then we move around. We move around as a human being. We move around as an animal. We move around as a bird. We move around as a tree. So then our material life, our living conditions happen. So the car of the body is moving by the control of material nature, just as the railway trains are moving under the direction of the controller. The living entities, however, are not the bodies. They are separate from the cars of the body. But the less intelligent material scientist cannot understand the process of assembling the parts of the body, namely the senses, the mind, and the qualities of the material modes. So all these are required. Material scientists are seeing the senses, mind, qualities of material modes. But every living entity is a spiritual spark, part and parcel of the Supreme Being. And by the kindness of the Lord, for the Father is kind to his sons, the individual living beings are given a little freedom to act according to their will, to lord it over the material nature. So nice analogy is given, like a father, mother, they're always kind to children. Similarly, the Lord being kind to fulfill our material desires, our material demands. So we are given this body, different kinds of body. So just as a father gives some playthings to a crying child to satisfy him, the whole material creation is made possible by the will of the Lord, to allow the bewildered living entities to lord it over things as they desire, although under the control of the agent of the Lord. So here the purport, Srila Prabhupada continuously explains the Maya energy, the Durga Shakti. She is the maid servant of the Lord. Sometimes like a parents or father employs somebody and engages them to take care of the children. So like that, maid servant is the Maya Shakti is considered as a maid servant of the Lord. So she is fully under the control of the Lord. She is not independent. So by the will of the Lord, we have been put under the control of the Maya, the maid servant of the Lord. So we are under the severe control, because we have our childish desires, childish enjoyment we want to enjoy. So we are put under the control of Durga. They accept the Maya or the maid servant as the all in all, and thus wrongly conceive the supreme truth to be feminine. The foolish childlike materialist cannot reach beyond the concept of maid servant, material nature. But the intelligent grown-up sons of the Lord know well that all the acts of material nature are controlled by the Lord, just as a maid servant is under the control of the master. So you have maid servants at home. So the maid servant, they are not all in all, they are not the owners of your house. So you are the owners of your house. So you control the affairs, but you give the authority to the maid servant to clean the house, to maintain the house, to manage the house, so many things. So similarly, Durga Shakti, the Maya Devi, here is explained to be the maid servant of Krishna. So Krishna has so many servants. Every one of us are his servants. In the spiritual world, everybody is also servant. But there it is the personal home of the Lord. But this material world is not out of so much liking. But still, the thankless job is there. Krishna is employed as his own energy. Durga Shakti, his own energy, she is there. So she's considered as a maid servant. Maid servant of the Lord. Okay, Hare Krishna Mataji, you have something to say? I've raised your hand.
Yes, Prabhuji. I wanted to ask you a question, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Is it that because of Maya, we are, in the mode of, enjoying, or is it because of, our sense gratificatory, desires that we are under Maya?
Yeah. So just
Which
like
is
who will go to the jail? Who will go to the jail? Okay, in the jail there is punishment, there are laws.
Yeah.
But while they will punish, unless somebody has qualified himself to go to the jail, the jail people will not punish or will not put their laws. So it is we originally who have disobeyed the Lord, and we have put ourselves under the jail.
Supposing Prabhuji, Maya influence was not there on us. Probably we would not have got into this condition, is it not?
It is not visible at all. Okay, just a minute. Something else. Mataji?
Because we want to enjoy our senses, the Lord has created the influence of Maya to act on us. Supposing this influence of Maya was not there, probably we would not have been, desiring all this.
No, otherwise we are there in unmanifested, like Mahavishnu, when this material world is not manifested, still we are there. When the Maya is not acting also, still we are there. But how we are there? We are we are just sleeping in Mahavishnu. Or sometimes even creation is there, like Brahma is sleeping. We are sleeping in Garbhodakshaya Vishnu under in his body. We are not active because we don't have the service attitude. We don't want to serve Krishna. So whoever has that service attitude, they're automatically there in spiritual world and continuously they're serving Krishna. But living entities, all of us who have lost that service attitude, so we are pushed into this material world. Either we are there in the sometime under the control of Mahavishnu, and sometimes Mahavishnu wishes, oh, let them with me, give them a chance, and then we all come under this. We all take bodies, and Maya facilitates it. She's trying to give us an opportunity to enjoy ourselves to the fullest extent, whatever we want. At the same time, we can correct our propensity. We can develop our service attitude. Then, if we are not ready, then the day of Brahma is over. Again, there is annihilation. We go to Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Still, we are there. The Maya is not acting on us on that time. Whatever the material, the maid servant we are being referred here, Maya Devi, she's not punishing them. But we are completely lost. We are there. We are existing. But we are not in the internal energy. We are not under Yoga Maya, and we are happily serving Krishna. If we qualify ourselves, then there is no need to go into Garbhodakshaya Vishnu at the end of Brahma's day. We'll go back to spiritual world. So ultimately, we are at fault. So all the living entities, we are there. So it is our fault. We cannot blame Maya. So okay, because of our fault, we are put under Maya.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, we can say like this also, no Prabhu, because of our desire, we are here. And we have to gratify our senses, we are here. We are not pleasing Krishna's senses, no Prabhu.
Yeah. So that's right. So we are here. So she has taken charge of us. Maya, she has taken charge of us. So all of us, we are here means we are here and we are continuing our existence means that we are fit to be ruled by her. We are fit to be controlled by her. We have qualified ourselves. We have disqualified ourselves from the service to the Lord. All of us are in this. So the material body we have means it's a proof. All of us, it's a proof. But pure devotees, acharyas, so they act wonderfully. So by their activities we can know. They are not under material nature. So we are under the influence of material nature, sattva-guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. But pure devotees, acharyas, so though they come, they are not under the influence. They completely alone. But very rare such souls. But otherwise, all of us, we are in the mixture of all these modes. Sometimes I am in tamoguna, sometimes I am in rajoguna, sometimes sattva-guna, sometimes again in tamoguna. So it is going on continuously. Our influences by Maya, she is controlling us. And this said here, this conception of Maya being the supreme. So many people worship Devi, Durga. So it is only because more and more lower modes of nature, ruled by the lower modes of nature, they have this conception. Intelligent grown-up sons of the Lord know well that the acts of material nature are controlled by the Lord. Just as the maid servant is under the control of the master, the father of the undeveloped children. So we are all undeveloped children now. So we have to develop ourselves. We have to become intelligent grown-up sons. Now presently we are all in undeveloped children. Okay, I'll continue. Thus, when all these became assembled by force of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this universe certainly came into being by accepting both the primary and secondary causes of creation. So as the steps of the creation, Brahmaji is giving, so whenever he's giving different steps, he always keeps enforcing that the Lord is involved. The Lord's energy is involved. By his direction, things change, things happen. It is not that automatically things happen or there is no jurisdiction, there is no superintendence. So always Brahmaji is reminding us that every step, every time he says the energy of the Lord as Kala Shakti, as different way. The Lord's energies work, and then the further development, further creation, further changes happen. So it happens from subtle to gross. So similarly, the annihilation also finally from gross to subtle goes back. So here again is telling, and it's clearly mentioned in this verse that the Supreme Personality of Godhead exerts his different energies in the creation. It is not that he himself is transformed into material creations. Because that's the impersonalists, they think like that. The Lord was originally there, but then is dissolved or is become expanded into his material creation. No, the Lord always is maintaining his spiritual identity. He's always apart. Therefore, the chief engineer of the material creation is the Lord himself, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. It is he only who directs material nature to produce all sorts of moving and non-moving creations. There are two modes of material creation: the creation of the collective universes, as stated above, done by the Lord Mahavishnu, and the creation of a single universe. Both are done by the Lord, and thus the universal shape, as we can see, take place. Thus, all the universes remain thousands of years within the water, the causal ocean, and the lords of living beings entered in each of them, caused them to be fully animated. So here it is explanation of the entry of Mahavishnu into Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Varshapuga Sahasrante Tadandam Udake Shayam Kala Karma Svavastu Jivo Ajivam Ajivayat. So it is said the Lord Mahavishnu enters into each material universe, into each Brahmanda, into so many Garbhodakashaya Vishnu forms. Every Brahmanda has one Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. So Lord enters into that. And there is an explanation that is called Jiva here. Just like we are the Jiva Tattva. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that sometimes just like it is said, Nityo Nityana is also a Nitya. So sometimes the Lord is said Atma, or sometimes it's said Brahman. So when we hear those words, always we try to equate the Lord with ourselves. Oh, he's also a Jiva. He's also a Atma. He's also like us, Brahman, just no. But always he is Supreme Jiva, he is Supreme Ishvara, he is Supreme Atma, he is Supreme Brahman. Krishna's position is always unique. So just by these terms, sometimes the impersonalists or whoever who are not devotees, we are also having the tendency of equating the Lord with ourselves. So Prabhupada gives a detailed explanation. So when he said here Jiva, it is not an ordinary Jiva, it is a supreme Jiva. Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Shivakumar Prabhu, you had something to say?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, what is the difference between universe and Brahmanda?
Universe and Brahmanda?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So thus all the universes remain. So each universe is in individual Brahmanda, you can say. Altogether collective universes. Thus all the universes remain thousands. So first of all, it is said, whatever from Mahavishnu, the Brahmandas were created, they were there, just they were there, without any activity. Then when Garbhodakashayi Vishnu enters them, then activity starts further. Then this, whatever this elements we heard, material elements, then we heard of different senses, different material, whatever, all the senses and the different sense principles, whatever we can say, the qualities. So all those were later entering into every Brahmanda, and then Garbhodakashayi Vishnu takes charge for further development. Initially, Mahavishnu does everything, then later Garbhodakashayi Vishnu follows it up within every universe. As described above, the Lord as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu or Hiranyagarbha enters into each and every universe and causes it to be animated by begetting the living entities within the womb of the material nature. So this is the explanation about the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is entering every universe. Sa eva purushas tasmad andam nirbidya nirgataha sahasroru angri bahava aksha sasranana shirshava. So here then from now on, Brahmaji explains the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is also called Hiranyagarbha. So as is Vishwarupa, the whole universe, each universal anda, material universe, can be considered as his manifestation. So is Vishwarupa, in his Vishwarupa, everything is there. So the explanation goes on like that from now on. The Lord Mahavishnu, although lying in the causal ocean, came out of it and dividing himself as Hiranyagarbha, he entered into each universe, and assumed the Virat Rupa with thousands of legs, arms, mouths, heads, etc. The expansions of the planetary systems within each and every universe are situated in the different parts of the Virat Rupa of the Lord, and they're described as follows. So now the Brahmaji gives the explanation of the Virat Rupa. How through this Virat Rupa, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, he is the ultimate boss of every universe. So Brahma doesn't accept Narada's statement when Narada said, "You are the boss, you are the creator, you are the supreme." So he says, "No, I am not the supreme. The supreme is for every universe. When total universes are considered, Mahavishnu, but every universe there is Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. So he is the supreme being." So he explains. He explains everything. The whole material creation, whatever we see, the material world as we see now, different planets, he explains it as belonging to Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, as a manifestation of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu with his in his Vishwarupa manifestation. So Brahma gives us this vision, he gives us this understanding from now on. And he says, Kalpayanti, keeps using the word Kalpayanti here. You see here, Kalpayanti. Kalpayanti means imagine. So one way, Virat form of the Lord is not existing like that. So it's imagined like that. It's taken. Anyway, it is Krishna's energy. So you can always think like that. Great philosophers imagine that the complete planetary systems in this universe are displays of the different upper and lower limbs of the universal body of the Lord. The word Kalpayanti or imagine is significant. The Virat universal form of the Absolute is an imagination of the speculative philosophers who are unable to adjust to the eternal two-handed form of Lord Krishna. Although the universal form, as imagined by the great philosophers, is one of the features of the Lord, it is more or less imaginary. It is said that the 7 upper planetary systems are situated above the waist of the universal form, whereas the lower planetary systems are situated below his waist. The idea impressed herein is that the Supreme Lord is conscious of every part of his body, and nowhere in the creation is there anything beyond his control. So nice explanation Srila Prabhupada is giving, that as in the body, we are conscious of our different parts of the body, the upper part of the body, lower part of the body. We are conscious. Similarly, when any part of the universe, when it is said it is a Lord's upper limb, it is lower limb, that means he's conscious of it. He's in control of it. Just like we are in control of our body, different parts. Similarly, Supreme Lord, as described here as Vishwarupa, different parts of the universe as is Vishwarupa constituents. So the Lord is in control of that. So in the same Vishwarupa, the description, one kind of understanding is that the Brahmanas represent his mouth, the Kshatriyas is arms, the Vaishyas is thighs, and the Shudras are born of his legs. Therefore, the universe is a complete unit in relationship with the Lord, and without his relationship with the Lord, the whole human society is disturbed and is without any peace and prosperity. This is confirmed in the Vedas. Brahmano asya mukhamasi bahu rajanya kritaha. So there is nice explanation of the Varnashrama, how the relative duties everybody has to do. Somebody qualifies himself to be a Brahmana, he should be able to act as a mouth of the Lord. He should be able to disseminate Vedic knowledge. He should be able to accept sacrifices on behalf of the Lord. So like that, it is said about Brahmana. Kshatriya, he should be able to, if he is qualified to be a Brahmana, to be Kshatriya, he should be able to give protection to everybody. And as a Vaishya, he has his particular duties. And as a Shudra, if somebody is having the nature of that, so he should render accordingly his service to the whole social body. And that way, please the Lord. So that way it is explained here. The 4 divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, as different parts of the universal body of the Lord. It is explained here. The Brahmanas represent his mouth, the Kshatriyas his arms, the Vaishyas his thighs, and Shudras are born of his legs. Then, as for the living, this is as far as the human society, that way the division is concerned. But otherwise, as far as the universe, different planets, it is explained here. The lower systems, up to the limit of the earthly stratum, are said to be situated in his legs. The middle planetary systems, beginning from Bhuvarloka, are situated in his navel. And the still higher planetary systems, occupied by the Devatas and higher cultured sages and saints, are situated in the chest of the Supreme Lord. From the forefront of the chest up to the neck of the universal form of the Lord are situated the planetary systems called Janaloka and Tapoloka, whereas Satyaloka, the topmost planetary system, is situated on the head of the form. The spiritual planets, however, are eternal. So here, though the explanation Brahmaji is giving about the universal form of the Lord, the upper planetary systems, he says above the head, there is something. There is the Brahmaloka Svanatanaha. So Satyaloka is a place where Brahma lives, but this Brahmaloka refers to the Vaikuntha Lokas, the spiritual planets. And it is Sanatana, eternal, because Brahmaloka is also not eternal. Brahmaloka is within the Brahmanda, it is going to be finished. But here, what Brahmaloka is referred to as the Brahma Jyoti, the Vaikuntha Lokas, it is Sanatana, it is eternal. In the material world, there is nothing Sanatana, no Loka up to Satyaloka, where Brahma lives, it is not eternal, it is going to be finished. But there is something above that. So that hint is given by Brahma here. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining many times in these pages, we have discussed the spiritual planet situated beyond the material sky, and the description is corroborated in this verse. Sometimes Satyaloka, the planet in which Brahma resides, is also called Brahmaloka, but the Brahmaloka mentioned here is not the same as the Satyaloka planet system. This Brahmaloka is eternal, whereas the Satyaloka planet system is not eternal. And to distinguish between the two, the adjective Sanatana has been used in this case. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, this Brahmaloka is the Loka or abode of Brahman, of the Supreme Lord. So this is the Vaikuntha Loka, the description here is said. of the Vishwarupa, and above, which is Sanatana, that is a description of the spiritual world. It is not a description of Brahmaloka. Okay. My dear son Narada, know from me that there are 7 lower planetary systems out of the total 14. The first planetary system, known as Atala, is situated on the waist. The second, Vitala, is situated on the thighs. The third, Sutala, on the knees. The fourth, Talatala, on the shanks. The fifth, Mahatala, on the ankles. The sixth, Rasatala, on the upper portion of the feet. And the seventh, Patala, on the soles of the feet. Thus, the Virat form of the Lord is full of all planetary systems. Srila Prabhupada says, modern enterprisers, the astronauts who travel in space, may take information from Srimad Bhagavatam that in space there are 14 divisions of planetary systems. So, whatever their conception, the different planets, they have their own idea of different planets, solar system, Milky Way, galaxy. But the actual knowledge is there in the Vedic scriptures. So even Srila Prabhupada wanted in the temple being built there, temple of Vedic planetarium, all these should be depicted. The exact as the Vedas say, where the different planets are, so how they are situated, how the different planetary systems are situated. So Earth is said to be in the middle planetary system. And Earth, Jambudvipa, what we are today experiencing as so-called 7 continents, Arctic, Antarctic, is called all Jambudvipa. Apart from this, there are so many other dvipas. Jambudvipa, Plakshadvipa. In the Jambudvipa, one of it, Bharata Varsha. This is Bharata Varsha. In Jambudvipa, it is one of the Varshas. So there is said to be 9 Varshas, Ilavrita Varsha, Kimpurusha Varsha. So they all constitute Jambudvipa. And further across, there are so many other dvipas. They are all said to be the earthly planetary system, middle planetary system, wherever they are situated. Burloka. So Bhudevi is not just our Bharata Varsha, Bhudevi is the whole thing, Jambudvipa, Plakshadvipa, everything. A huge manifestation of the Lord. So the actual information can be got from Bhagavatam, the actual information from the Vedic scriptures. Srila Prabhupada is giving the brief. All these planetary systems are scattered over the complete universe, which occupies an area of 2 billion miles, 2 billion square miles. 2 billion into 2 billion, whatever the length and breadth. The modern astronauts can travel only a few thousand miles away from the Earth. And therefore, their attempt to travel in the sky is something like child's play on the shore of an expansive ocean. The moon is situated in the 3rd status of the upper planetary system. And in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we shall be able to know the distant situation of the various planets scattered over the vast material sky. There are innumerable universes beyond the one in which we are put. And all these material universes cover only an insignificant portion of the spiritual sky, which is described above as Sanatana Brahmaloka. The Supreme Lord very kindly invites the intelligent human beings to return home back to Godhead in the following verse of the Bhagavad Gita. So, Acharya Prabhupada is saying that whatever our advancement, our so much technology, our telescopes, our Sputniks, our space satellites, so it is just few thousand miles we can travel, and but here the distance is billion miles. There is billions of miles, and there is this our advancement, our capacity to travel thousands of miles. So what we can understand, it's like child's play on the shore of an expansive ocean. And moon, particularly moon, Srila Prabhupada is telling, because we are very proud of moon expedition, of going repeatedly to the moon and bringing back dust and saying there is no life there. So Prabhupada says, this moon is not here. Moon, the actual moon is a upper planetary system. Upper planetary system. It's in the 3rd status of the upper planetary system. 3rd status. And the distances are there in the 5th canto of Bhagavatam. So it's not that we can go back and we can go there and come back so soon. Just like people go, we travel different cities, we travel different states, we travel different countries. We go and come back. We go and come back in few days or few months or few years. We come back. So similarly, it is not like you can go to moon and you can come back. It's not so easy. It's also far away. Others may divide the whole planetary system into 3 divisions, namely the lower planetary system on the legs up to the earth, the middle planetary systems on the navel, and the upper planetary systems from the chest to the head of the Supreme Personality. So there are other people also, other philosophers who may explain the Virat Rupa form in a little different way. So Brahmaji is accepting that. He's telling it's okay. So some people may not talk about 14 planetary systems. They may divide it into 3 systems: upper planetary system, lower planetary system. Like in Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Urdhvam gachanti sattvasta. Upper people who are sattva go, madhye tishtanti rajasa. In the middle there are the rajasic, and adho gachanti tamasa. So Krishna also divides like that. So Brahmaji is telling like this also. Sometimes the universal form is explained. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 2nd canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Cause of All Causes. So Narada's question was there, that Brahmaji, who is the ultimate? So what is this universe? How is it? What is its characteristics? What is its shelter? Where it is? Finally, again, it is going back to Yada Rupam, Yad Adhishtanam, Yat Srishtaha, how is it created, and what are its constituents? So all those 6 questions about the universe were there. And about, so Brahmaji has tried to explain the process of creation in brief, how from subtle to gross. Mahavishnu is the cause of all causes. Mahavishnu is the cause, and he creates the Mahatattva. He creates the material modes of nature. There is a Kala Shakti, there is a Dravya Shakti, there is Gnana Shakti, so many different energies of the Lord. At every point, there are the creation of false ego, the creation of the material elements, the 5 Panchabhutas, they are created, the senses are created, then the false ego is created, and false ego's influence with different modes of material nature brings about the devatas, brings about the senses. So like this, all these explanations we kept hearing. So they were all formed separately initially. The Mahatattva, first of all, was like Pradhana, all mixed together without separation. Later it became separated also. All this was done by Mahavishnu originally. Mahavishnu is the cause for all these things. Later we heard that Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, Mahavishnu expanded himself as Garbhodakashaya Vishnu and entered into each of the universes, and then every universe came into life because of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. And even every universe where Brahmaji is trying to explain that it is finally the creation of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. It is, I'm creating whatever already the Lord has created, Mahavishnu has created, whatever is already Garbhodakashaya Vishnu has created. I'm just an agent. I'm just assigned a service to create by Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. So Brahmaji, as a pure devotee of the Lord, as a great Acharya, he is giving like a cause of all causes. Is Mahavishnu, his cause of all causes is Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. So they are responsible. Even as a Vishwarupa description is telling everything, all the planetary systems, they are nothing but different parts of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Something is his head, something is his neck, something is his face, something is his knees, something is his thighs, something is his shank, something is upper part of the feet, something is this. All the different planets are nothing but different parts of the Vishwarupa form of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. So finally it is Narayana, it is Krishna who is everything. So further, next chapter also he continues the Vishwarupa, the explanation, particularly the same way it is explained in the portions of the Vedas, the Purusha Sukta prayers. So that's why the next chapter is called Purusha Sukta, prayers confirmed. So a similar way of explanation about the Vishwarupa of the form of the Lord is there in the next chapter. Okay, whatever I could little understand, I tried to explain. Hare Krishna. Somebody has to say something.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, bro.
Sarga and Visarga, what is the difference actually? Is it the same? So two people doing, or there is some differences?
No, that I think Mataji was trying to explain when I joined that time. So 10th chapter, Brahmaji says, Sarga means the first creation by Mahavishnu. Visarga is the secondary creation. Like whatever we heard today is a Sarga only, all everything what we are hearing. Then later when Brahma is born and Brahma is given the particular function, finally he creates whatever we can say. Though here he said all the planetary systems are different parts of the Lord. Actually the doer is one way, Brahma. Brahma was the one who creates these planetary systems later. So that is all coming under Visarga. But Brahma gives the whole credit to the Lord only. He says, His mercy, His strength, so I am doing it. But otherwise, the actual building, actual construction, like we don't go and actually construct our house or whatever. We employ somebody. Though we may give everything, we may give the money, we may bring the materials, we may give the contract, everything, but otherwise you may yourself bring all the materials. You may bring the cement, you may bring the gravel, whatever needed. You may yourself purchase, and you may even bring the labor. Somebody may just say, just look after that these people are doing nicely. Like you may say, like you may bring everything. Whichever way, if you are the doer, it belongs to you. But you have somebody to do it for. So Brahmaji that way is a secondary creator. The original creator is the Lord Himself. It is all His materials, all the Panchabhuta is the senses, the material elements, the senses, the sense organs, everything is His own. All Mahavishnu by the Mahatattva is creating, and is by His different Shaktis is making them. Like we heard the example of a car factory, different parts were made. So like the Mahavishnu has made all the different parts, and later Brahmaji assembles them. We can say that. So particularly the Visarga refers to Brahmaji's creation, secondary creation.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
can I ask a question?
Mahavishnu is creating the parts and Brahmaji is assembling it. Is that?
Yeah, so different our body, whatever we get, it's all Brahmaji. From Brahmaji, different parts, different species comes, different living entities comes. He creates Prajapatis, and they create further living entities. So it's all Brahmaji later who does.
Awesome. Thank you.
Exact detail actually Brahma does, but still Brahma, as far as now, he is giving the conception explanation to Narada that actually it is the Lord who is doing everything. Everything is His part. Everything is His. Nothing is independent of Him. So as Vishwarupa explanation also is telling, whatever this planet, what you see, it is actually the Lord Himself. So He's giving full credit to the Lord only.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, recently regarding Brahma and Brahma's creation and Karanodakshaya Vishnu or creation, recently in this first track only I heard that Vishnu gives the seed and Brahma plants the seed and it grows. Is this understanding correct, Prabhu?
One example, Prabhupada in the purport says, I think he's giving that example also. Yeah, he's watering it. Brahma is watering it, and as a gardener, so the original seed means even ourself, Atma. So Atma, Brahma cannot create.
Oh.
So we are also all spiritual living entities. We are not the material products. So it is an expansion of the Lord. We are the children of Lord. The spiritual atom, we are spiritual atoms, Jivatma. So that Brahma cannot create. So that is there in Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Then he can give us the material body to fulfill our material desires. So Brahma can give us that. Just like we plant a seed and then the tree comes out. So like that, I think that is the explanation given there. The seed will develop into a particular tree, particular plant, particular fruits, particular flowers are given. So as a gardener, you can take the credit. I put the water, I sowed it and all. But where did you get the seed? The seed is got from somebody. The seed doesn't belong to the gardener. In that sense, the seed it doesn't belong to Brahma. The seed belongs to Krishna says, Mamaiva Amsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So everybody is my Amsha. Am Bija Pradapita. I am the seed giving father. The seed, the Atma, is directly child of the Lord. So every one of us. So ultimately, everything belongs to Lord.
Prabhuji, if the moon is beyond the Brahmaloka, then what are the scientists attempting? They're going.
Not beyond Brahmaloka. Not beyond Brahmaloka. Is below. Brahmaloka is the final, the Satyaloka.
But in the spiritual planets, Prabhuji, spiritual planets.
No. Moon is here only. Material world only. Moon is material.
So what are the place our
upper planetary system? It's upper planetary system means where advanced living entities live. So advanced living entities means in this material world also. So we don't allow somebody who is not qualified. Suppose you are having some offices, some Vidhan Soda, some this, they will not allow everybody to come. So they make, so only few people who have some qualifications, some passes, is that they can only enter. They will not allow everybody to enter. So people make such kind of a thing, their offices or their residences. So moon, it's a higher planetary system. More advanced living.
You can't go to moon and come back, no, Prabhuji. You said you can't go to moon and come back.
No, so easily we cannot go and come back.
But then our people are going and
coming
back.
They are saying that.
Is it not moon? Are they not going to moon really? Where are they going actually?
Yeah, sometimes different ways Srila Prabhupada explains. Sometimes he outrightly says they're never going to moon. Says. But sometimes he said, okay, somewhere they went, somewhere they have gone, somewhere they've staged the show that they have gone to moon. Sometimes Prabhupada says like that. Different ways you can hear the Acharya said, explain. Maybe possibly the maximum they might have gone to Rahu or Ketu, he said, because they are the one shadow planets who bring about the eclipses. We are not aware. The science is not aware of the shadow planets, Rahu and Ketu. Sometimes maybe they have gone there. Maybe maximum they have gone there.
So going to moon is an illusion, probably. What they claim that we are going to moon and coming back is an illusion.
Yeah. Because as per the Vedic explanation, it's a higher planetary system. It's very far, and advanced living entities are there. And sometimes Srila Prabhupada also tells they can deviate you also. So we have some technology wherein we can misguide people. So they can also misguide you. So you are going towards the direction on the space we are going towards that. They can deviate us, and somewhere else we can land. And hardly today's purport, one of the purport was Prabhupada saying they are traveling hardly thousands of miles. How much they have traveled? It's not that we are talking about in the universe. There are billions of miles. So they are like children on the whole vast expanse of ocean. So we just stand at the ocean, and then what children can do, or how much they can swim. We allow them also to swim. Okay, you enter into the ocean, you swim. What they can swim? Okay, few feet they will go. Few they go deep into the ocean. So like that, the universe is so big, and the scientists with their all technology or their advancement, what they're able to know about the whole universe. Their attempts are childish. And sometimes they say it's a curiosity. Such a Prabhupada tells childish curiosity. What is the value of this curiosity? Childish curiosity.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanvat pranams. Prabhuji, I have a query. It might be foolish enough, but I'm sorry for that. Prabhuji, I want to know that here Brahmaji is explaining to Narad regarding the 14 planetary systems himself, right? Atal, Vital, Sutal. Then later it is saying that others may divide the whole planetary system. He also says the same thing into 3 divisions. That is the lower, the middle, and the upper. Who are these others? Because the entire knowledge of Veda or everything came to Brahma only. Is he speaking about the Brahmas of other universe while he is referring to others?
No, in the Vedic knowledge itself, we hear, I was trying to understand that when Krishna says Urdhvam Gachanti Satvasta. So he's also telling Urdhvam, Madhya Tishtanti. Krishna also almost similarly is telling Urdhaloka, Madhya, Adho Gachanti Tamasa. So 3 devices only Krishna is telling. Sattva Guna people will be above, Rajo Guna people will be middle, Tamo Guna will be down. So one way is the explanation of different planetary systems. Sometimes it's also explanation of different species. So this division is also there. We hear about the above 6 planetary systems, not 6, below 7 planetary systems, and middle 3 planetary systems, I think, and then above 4, something like that. Something like that. The division is there.
4, 3.
Yeah. I think 4, 3, and 4, 3, and 7. 4, 3, and 7.
That means Brahma, while speaking to Narad, is quoting Krishna or Mahavishnu?
No, they are accepting that explanation also. That way also to see. So he's telling others say like that. They're accepting that is also valid. If you can see like that. Anyway, that 3 division will again constitute the within that some other planets.
Okay. And Prabhuji, when everything is so imaginary, this planetary system and everything, then since
no, it's not imaginary.
The
planet systems are there. It is existing. It is not imaginary. But the explanation of Vishwarupa form of the Lord as constituting these planets as a head.
this is the chin, this is the head, this is the navel. That is imaginary.
That is like said to be imaginary. Anyway, Krishna showed such kind of form to Arjuna also. Arjuna showed Vishwarupa, wherein he actually showed like that a huge form, and all the planets are within him, all the devatas are within him, everything, whatever we can conceive in this universe, Arjuna could see within the Lord. So Krishna, but it's not his eternal form. Krishna is not continuously there like that as Vishwarupa and is standing. But he manifested such. Krishna can manifest. He has such a potency. Not only what Brahma is telling now as a Vishwarupa description, Krishna actually displayed that such kind of a Vishwarupa to Arjuna. He showed him, yes, you see in my body, whatever you are able to imagine, whatever you have heard, whatever you have thought, it is all within me. It's not, nothing is independent of me. Nothing is out of my control. So Krishna showed like that also. The Lord can show also.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. But then that way we cannot serve the Lord. Srila Acharya Prabhupada says, if Krishna comes before you as your universal form, what you can do? Can you serve him food? Can you serve him? Can you do abhishek to him? Can you do dress him? How much more quantity of cloth we require? How much quantity of abhishek? All the things we require. But he comes as a small form, as a deity, so we can serve him. So sometimes that is the Lord. So he has multi-potencies. He can appear in whichever way he wants.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Nothing is impossible for the Lord. He's inconceivable. Nothing is impossible. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, not related to the class, but we Kannada students, we have finished the second canto.
Yeah, I think morning also, Chitramani Mataji were telling that question. No, what is that? Our questions, you already answered the questions and shlokas.
Yeah, we have taken shlokas also.
Okay.
So if you could please send the results to the the concerned department English fast track, it would have been better for us. And we have left with only OBA. We will answer the OBA here, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that also can be done. Yeah.
OBA we are answering. Only these two, if you could send, we can start taking exams from third canto.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So you had called me, Mataji. That's for that reason only. I think.
Yes, Prabhuji. I had called you to request you.
Yeah. Okay. Radhika Mataji, you want to continue? Mohandas Prabhu, did you want to continue?
Yes, I think there are no other questions in the chat, Prabhu.
Yeah. No, I will quit. If you wanted to continue anything,
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam.
Hare
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Pranam.